Meeting is now being recorded.
Can see my screen already?
Yes.
Thanks, Ashish. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar session today on building analytical applications on HCP using Smart Business Service. So probably I would first take you through the product overview and then we'll show you a demo of Smart Business Service and its features, and then probably we can open for the Q&A session in the last. So to start with, Smart Business is a framework that can visualize analytical content in the form of analytical tiles and full screen dashboard applications. SAP HANA Cloud Platform as a extension platform for SAP Fiori Launchpad brings together the content from both on-premise and on-demand into the cloud. Also it can talk to the content coming from cloud, and it consolidates the data in one place and wherein we can consume this whole data and build analytics on the top of that. So in this paradigm, Smart Business uses this content to build analytical tiles and dashboards. So using Smart Business, key performance indicators and operation performance indicators can be visualized in the form of Fiori applications, in the form of Fiori KPI tiles and also full screen dashboards without writing any extra line of code. So on the top of that, Smart Business also provides automated analysis of KPI content on behalf of business user as a background job and send alerting emails to the business users as and when the KPI threshold breaches. And all the analytics that are provided by Smart Business Services can be embedded within your own applications. I mean, probably you would like to bring both transactional analytical content onto the same page. So in that case, these analytics generated by Smart Business can also be embedded along with transactional applications. So on the right side, what you see is a Fiori Launchpad that can show the different KPI tile visualizations that are offered by Smart Business. So we would go through these KPI tiles in a moment. So let me go to the next slide here. So currently, Smart Business Service is offered as a software as a service offering on HCP, on HANA Cloud Platform. And it supports talking to multiple business systems, wherein each business system could be either another cloud account or an on-premise or an on-demand system. So on-premise system, we can talk to on-premise system by using Cloud Connector. And the content should be in the form of OData service. So meaning the Smart Business consumes the analytical content that are provided by OData services. So currently, Smart Business out of the box support HANA Calculation View Live Discovery, meaning you search for your analytical content on your HANA system and then we discover the OData services, and you can configure the KPI definitions on the top of these OData services. The same kind of discovery mechanism is also possible for S4HANA based, CDS view based artifacts. And if the ERP is, the ERP can be on any other platform, in that case, the pure OData services with OData for SAP annotations enabled is also supported to be used with Smart Business Service. So Smart Business Service can talk to these kind of OData services and generate analytical dashboards and tiles. And these analytical dashboards and tiles are pure Fiori Launchpad applications, and that derives us that these KPIs, key performance indicators and operational performance indicators are exposed as Fiori applications without writing any extra line of code here. So what are the analytics that we generate as a whole in Smart Business is the analytical tiles. So you see on the right side we have the KPI tiles that are generate, that are visualized directly on the Fiori Launchpad as a business user on a daily basis. When you launch your Fiori Launchpad site, you will see the quick insights into the Fiori Launchpad without navigating to any specific applications. At the same time, we can also configure threshold ranges, and based on that, Smart Business would also compute criticality calculations, and then it indicate the colors of these numbers in red or green based on their criticality. So currently, Smart Business offers wide variety of visualizations that are possible. And when we click on this tile, this would take you to a full screen dashboard application that is generated by Smart Business. In this full screen dashboard, one can configure what kind of perspectives I wanted to see in my full screen dashboard application. So I can organize my content in the form of what kind of visualizations I wanted and how do I call this view, and then I can also make KPI associations, and I can bring the associated KPI information also into the single full screen dashboard application. So the data sources point of view, Smart Business can consume OData services that are hosted on these available sources. So the first one is HANA Access Classic and the HANA Live, which is a suite on HANA Edition, and HANA Access Advanced, as for HANA On-Premise, or any other cloud application, either it could be IoT or Java or any other Node.js application, as long as they're serving OData for SAP annotations. So in case of on-premise systems, so a cloud connector is needed for HCP to connect to the on-premise system. And then what are the artifacts that Smart Business offers currently? So we offer both design time and runtime, wherein in design time we provide modular applications, so which will enable you to create KPI definitions based out of your OData services hosted on your business systems. So in a KPI, what we need to define is what is my business system where the data is being hosted, and what is the OData service that is giving me analytical data. And once I provide my OData service, what is my entity set that is giving me my aggregates. And once I choose an entity set, what are all the dimensions and what are all the measures are there. So out of that, what is the measure I need to use it as a KPI measure is what needs to be configured in KPI. And once we create a KPI, we can create as many evaluations per KPI, wherein one evaluation is a combination of one KPI with an additional data filter or a variant applied on that. Meaning we can apply some specific dimension filters and we call it an evaluation. So one KPI can have any number of evaluations. And then once we have an evaluation, we can configure the drill downs, which will enable us to publish the full screen dashboards. So in the drill down, what we can choose is actually what kind of chart visualizations I wanted, and then what are the dimensions and measures to be part of my visualization, probably these chart axis, and then what measures to be projected as a whole in this drill down view. And then we can publish a KPI tile in Fiori Launchpad for each of these evaluation. So that will bring the quick insights to the business user as and when he launches the Fiori Launchpad site. So on the left side, we had created a KPI and an evaluation and a drill down. And for each evaluation, we publish KPI tiles and we publish full screen dashboards. So this is what Smart Business offers as a whole. So when I say design times come with certain modular applications which are Fiori Launchpad applications. So these are the Fiori Launchpad applications that are provided by Smart Business. So let me quickly get into a system and show you how it works. So currently we are already hosted on HANA Trial environment, and we already hosted a demo scenario with sales and purchase OData service, so that you can directly subscribe to Smart Business on HANA Trial and you can play around with the content we already provided, and based on that you can validate your use cases. So when I import my apps into the Fiori Launchpad after subscribing to Smart Business, These are the applications that are provided by Smart Business in the form of design time, wherein we have three types of roles of users here: a Smart Business Administrator and a modeler and an alert owner. An administrator can configure what are the business systems I wanted to talk to and what are the OData services that are hosted in these business systems. So when I go here, so it will find me all the business systems that are configured in my HCP account here. And when I choose an account, I can choose what kind of service discovery I wanted in this business system. So I choose a business system. So I already have a OData endpoint URL generated already, which I already configured earlier. So, but probably to show you what are the discovery mechanisms we have. So in the service discovery type, as I mentioned, HANA CalQ based discovery. So using this, one can search by Analytical or CalQs, and we discover your OData services on behalf of you, and then you can use those OData services to generate these analytical dashboards. And the second one is the CDSU based discovery, wherein you expose your CDSUs in the form of OData and it can be discovered based on CDSU name. And then service discoverer based discovery, wherein you have growing modeling environment, probably in case of IoT or any other scenarios where the things can be created on the fly and the data modeling is done on the fly and there is no static content defined and everything is dynamic, and your OData services are generated on the fly. In that case, we need a URL which will tell us what are all the OData services that are generated on the fly in your system, and using this URL we discover all the OData services whenever it is needed. And we also offer gateway based service discovery, wherein if your content is exposed through gateway, probably CDSUs or any other content exposed through as OData services through gateway based discovery, then this can also be discovered. Or if you have a system and you already know the direct URL of your OData service, then you can simply choose OData service discovery and you can point us to the endpoint of your OData service. So in this case, I choose the OData service based discovery and I already provided an endpoint URL of our demo content. So this has finished my business system configuration and OData configuration. Now, once I have my OData configuration, what I need to do is I can simply go ahead and create an application. So this application will help me to create a KPI. So we need to give a title here. So I will call this as a purchase amount. So then I can choose whether it is a key performance indicator or operation performance indicator. At the moment, we do not have a difference in the functionality, but we take this metadata as of now. But as and when we bring up more context into on how do we differentiate between key performance indicator and operation performance indicator, in that case we use this additional metadata which has been configured already for existing KPIs. So in the goal type, I can choose what type of KPI it is. So higher the number, higher my measure is good for the KPI, then it is a maximizing, and higher the value is bad for the KPI, then I can choose the minimizing. And then I can choose for what OData service I wanted to create a KPI. So in this case, I need to choose what is my business system, and then what type of OData service discovery I used, and it will already bring me the endpoint URL. And then I discover all the entity sets based on OData for SAP annotations. So let me choose purchase entity set, and it will find me all the measures out of this particular entity set. So let me choose smart. I will activate this KPI and then go home, and then in the create evaluation application. So I created a KPI. Now I can create as many evaluations on this KPI by choosing different data filters. So let me choose this purchases KPI. And then I would wanted to create an evaluation to see the content for all electronics items. electronic goods. So all my business system information and OData service information is already pulled up. And here I can add that additional filter wherein I would wanted to set a dimensional filter called product category for electronics. So this time what happened was I choose the product category, and based on product category I picked up the value list. So this is an OData call to the business system made by Smart Business application to retrieve all the available dimension values for product category. In this case, we wanted to choose electronics. And then I can also define what is my goal types. So in this case, I can define what are my targets and what is my warning level and critical level. Based on that, it can represent the criticality of my KPI wherever it is needed. So in this case, I would simply create this KPI and then activate this. So now I created a KPI and then created an evaluation, and then I can quickly configure a KPI tile to publish this particular analytical tile. So I choose this evaluation and then click on add tile. Then it will take me to the KPI tile screen, in which I can choose from wide range of KPI tiles. So let me go through each of these tiles. So the first one is a numeric tile wherein it can visualize what is the aggregate value of your KPI along with threshold calculations. And the second one is a comparison tile in which I can compare the KPI measure value with other measures that are available in the same entity set. And the third one is a trend tile in which I can see the trend of my KPI over a period of some time. And then I have an actual versus target KPI wherein I can define the target for my evaluation. Based on that, it will tell me whether I am on target or within the threshold ranges or not. Then the next one is a comparison tile again, and then we also have a dual tile at the end wherein first half of the dual tile would have the numeric tile and the second half can be any of the other offered tiles. So let me go with a numeric tile now. And in Fury Launchpad, I can authorize my content based on the catalogs, wherein catalogs, for each catalog we can assign the user roles, and these user roles can be mapped to the business users through IDP, Cloud Identity Provider. And I choose sample catalog in this case. And I can choose a group. Basically, this group will enable me to organize all my tile content on my Fury Launchpad. So let me choose a sample group. So what is the title of my KPI? Tile is purchases, and then for electronic goods. And what is going to happen when I publish this tile is about it is going to publish a semantic object and action on Fury Launchpad, which will use a native Fury Launchpad navigation mechanism. It will register an intent in Fury Launchpad, and when I navigate to this particular intent, it will launch this particular KPI drill down. So in this case, I also have an option of drill down configuration, wherein the default option is generic drill down, meaning it launches the Smart Business drill down. Or if I wanted to click on my KPI, I wanted to navigate to my own application, wherein I handle all this data in my additional application. In that case, I can choose other drill down, and I can provide what is the semantic object action of my other drill down. So in this case, I will choose generic drill down and save and publish site. So I already published a KPI tile. So if I refresh my Fury Launchpad now, I should already see a KPI tile rendered with aggregate value. So here I see a KPI tile with aggregate value. So click on that. It does not do anything because I haven't configured my drill down yet. So let us configure the drill down perspective for the same KPI, and then we can launch the full screen dashboard. So let me choose this evaluation here, and then I can configure the different perspectives of my drill down. So in this case, I'm about to create one perspective of my drill down, in which I need to choose what are all dimensions to be part of this particular drill down. So let me choose, I wanted to see all my content based on suppliers, and my KPI measure is still going to be a gross amount. And here we offer several types of charts that are already possible with the SAP UI5 library, and we also support GeoMaps. And you can choose between single axis and dual axis based on the requirement, and then you can also choose the default coloring or threshold based coloring. And here I can give a title to my perspective here, so I wanted to name it as by supplier. So let me quickly save this view. So when I save this, what happens is it creates a drill down, and it creates one perspective of my drill down view called by supplier. Now I can click on plus, and I can still add further drill down views here. So let's say I choose product name in this case as a dimension. So let me name it as by product. I create another view. So this keeps added in this list, and then when I publish this drill down, it will pull the live data from the OData service coming from the business systems. On the top of that, we also have a concept called mini tiles, wherein you wanted to see a quick insights of your overall aggregates. So basically, whatever the KPI tiles that we can publish can also be added as mini tiles here. So let's say in this case, I add this particular numeric tile. So this tile will come automatically here, and I save this configuration. And let me activate this. So in Field Launchpad recently, there is a mechanism has been added to activate the content once we modified the site. So in this case, whenever I made any changes to my Field Launchpad site, I should go log in as an admin, and I should publish my Field Launchpad site manually. So this is an icon to publish the site, and I click on publish. It would already publish the site, and it will launch the site again. Now I see the KPI tile rendered with KPI aggregate value, and I click on this tile. It will take me to the full screen dashboard that I just configured in this session. So this is the data that is being retrieved from the OData service from the business system. I see both by supplier and by product perspectives. I can switch between these perspectives. Now, when I see this data, and I would wanted to know more information in this perspective, in that case, I can quickly trigger an action by navigating to the relevant applications from here. So in this case, I created an intent called gross amount, and I created action called analyze SPA KPI details. So now when I click on a particular dimension value, here we discover all other actions that are configured for this gross amount. So in your case, if you wanted to provide more details for this particular supplier, in that case you can create another action which points to your application wherein you show supplier information, and that can be discovered here, and you can navigate with this selection to your application. Now let me go back to this home page again. So what we had done, using the create KPI, we created KPIs, and using create evaluation, we created an evaluation, and we published KPI tiles using configure KPI tiles application, and we published drill downs using configure KPI drill down. And we also have an application called manage KPI associations, wherein I can also associate the KPIs wherever it is relevant. So let's say in case of operating cost, then probably I can bring up the KPI operating cost information from several various dependent sources of my organization, and then I can sum up all this information in one single KPI. In that case, I would need to create all these KPIs and manage the associations. And for these associations, I can also publish the mini tiles in the configure drill down page. So here we have two options. One is the KPI evaluations and associated KPIs evaluation. So if I made any evaluation associations, then I will see the KPI mini tile options offered here by Smart Business in this tile also. Since I don't have any associations, it does not show anything. But when I choose the KPI tile from here for associated KPI, it will add a mini tile here. And when I launch this drill down, it will bring me the data of this perspective, and also it retrieves the associated KPI. So now let me create another KPI in which I would wanted to use it as for the association. Let's say I would call it as purchase net amount. Let me choose the same business system, same OData discovery, purchases, but this time I would wanted to choose net amount from this OData service and activate this KPI. And I create an evaluation for this newly created KPI. So let me apply the same data filter that I had applied for the previous evaluation. It is not necessary that the same data filters to be applied, but to bring the context here, so I am still selecting the same data filters. And let me activate this KPI, this evaluation. And now using this manage KPI associations, I can choose the purchase amount, which was the original first KPI that I created, and then I can associate that with purchase net amount, which is supporting this particular KPI. And let me save this and activate. So now I associated purchase amount along with purchase net amount. And in my configure KPI drill down of my purchase amount, now I should see the associated KPI information. Just give me a moment. I guess I would have chosen a wrong KPI here. Probably let me choose this one. I hope this is the right one. Okay, probably in the interest of time I'll skip that. So what happens is when we choose associated KPIs, those mini tiles would available here, and then I can choose mini tiles for those associated KPIs. And then we have an application called content transport, which can be used to transport the content from from development phases to the production. So that is possible through this content transport application, wherein you can download or upload the content from either from KPIs or the translated test for localization, and also the business system configurations. So in this case, you can choose any KPIs that you wanted to download, and then it will download a file. It will download a file for you, and you need to upload the same file in wherever you wanted in production environment. And then we also have alerts functionality. Let's say I go to this particular drill down and I see this drill down. Now I wanted to create an alert on the top of this drill down. So I can choose this option, create alert, which will bring me to this page wherein I can choose what is my alert name and description, and I can define what is the criticality, low value and warning values, and I can choose when I would want it to receive the alert. So whether if it crosses the warning, send me an alert, or critical, send me an alert, I can choose, and I can choose a time period of minimum granularity of 30 minutes, I can choose. And I can also add the recipient's email ID so that these recipients would also get the relevant emails whenever these KPI threshold breaches. On top of that, from the runtime drill down, there is also a provision of saving another tile by providing customized thresholds. So meaning I already defined certain thresholds to current drill down. On the top of that, I can add additional target and warning and critical values, and I can publish another tile which will publish a tile here with all the filters that are applied from here. So at the same time, in the full screen drill down, I can further apply more filters based on the available dimensions by clicking on this. So here I see all the available dimension values. Probably I can choose supplier city, and I can choose a city, and then it will apply a filter for that particular dimension value. So let me get back to the slide. So we had covered through all these applications in the entire workflow. So in it, this is the full screen dashboard configuration that we had gone through. In a typical scenario, a key user workflow would be something like this. You can create a KPI and create an evaluation, and then order can be in any manner. Either drill down can be configured, or KPI tiles can be configured, or associations, or content transport. And then KPI workspace is the place where you can manage all your KPI metadata content. Now, what are the different business scenarios that are possible with Smart Business? So for key users and administrators of the organization, so what they can do is they can model these KPIs and publish the analytical tiles and publish full screen analytical dashboards. And for developers, as I mentioned, all these analytics can also be integrated into your own application, your own transactional applications, where you wanted to visualize your both transactional and analytical content side by side. So this is possible in as a Fiori applications. And there is also a possibility to develop SAP Fiori elements. SAP Fiori elements is suite of applications wherein Fiori overview pages, analytic list pages, and object list report and smart tables are part of. And all these applications would work with OData annotations. And currently, Smart Business dashboards and analytical tiles are completely powered by OData annotations. And these annotations can also leverage to generate or build SAP Fiori element applications. So meaning in a real-time scenario, the key user can model the KPIs using Smart Business on a OData, and using these OData annotations, one can create a Fiori element application without writing any additional line of code. And for end users, what it matters there is, as a business user, when I launch my Fiori Launchpad on a daily basis, what I would see is my business data performance overview in the form of analytical tiles and full screen dashboard applications. Then from the pricing point of view, Smart Business service is packaged along with the portal service subscription. So portal service would enable Theory Launchpad to you, and Smart Business comes along with portal service. And the prerequisite is an account on SAP and subscription to portal service that will enable Smart Business service tile to be shown in the services section. And a OData service built on any platform, either could be HANA Live or S4HANA or Suite on HANA or any other platform like Java or .NET or any other platforms, as long as they are serving OData for SAP annotations, and a cloud connector in case of an on-premise or S4HANA systems. And for demo enablement, as I mentioned already, on HANA trial and aware environment, we already published the purchase demo content, which can be used to play around with and have a feel of Smart Business features. And how you can subscribe to Smart Business is by going to the services section of SAP HANA Cloud Platform Cockpit. And from roadmap point of view, we are working towards the time-based reporting selection, and then the embedded analytics for whatever the visualizations that we already offer, and predictive analytics on the explorative analytics. And from platform point of view, we are soon going to be available also on CF. So we are going as a beta by this December, probably little later in December, and soon we will be available on CF and GA. And these are some official SCN articles that we had already created for the awareness of how you can use Smart Business. Yeah, so we are done with the session, so we can open for Q&A.